Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Right before I went to go live, my little Super Nintendo thing isn't pumping the audio into the system here, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to play Mario with everybody today. I hope I am, um, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Um, what was I going to say? Here's my beer of choice today. Very cute can. Hold on. There we go. Get our product showcase going. Bark to the future. This can will definitely become. It's a cat's. Anyway, this is a. This one is from Kings County Brewers Collective, Brooklyn, New York. This one's like a year old. I've been saving it forever, and I was like, ugh, it's probably on its way out. So I figured this would be a good one to have now. And look at my X-Men shirt. Isn't it cute? Um, so how's everybody doing? I I yeah, I was gonna do a cocktail tonight, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save that because my friend Brandon I think is gonna come over tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna do a cocktail tomorrow. And I think what I'm gonna do is go through my book and pick out a cocktail in there and then like make it for him, like one maybe he's never had before. He's a terrible drinker though. He's terrible at it. So, but then maybe do a little video of that. So, no movie. John is asking if we had to have our movie list ready. No, you did not have to have your movie list ready yet. This is kind of an impromptu live stream. Then I think the next live stream I do, I think we're gonna want our movie lists ready to go. But I think that probably won't be till like Sunday night, maybe Monday. But yeah, I've been thinking about it. But yeah, this was a little impromptu. I just thought it'd be fun. I want to tell you that I saw John Wick Chapter 4. No spoilers, but if you are a John Wick fan, I need you to know that this one is just as good as all the other ones. I feel like they get better and better and better, and this one is no exception to that. There's some pretty incredible set pieces in this and action scenes. So I highly recommend this movie. I thought seeing it in like the Dolby Theater was great because the sound was popping in this movie. It was very good. But yeah. Also, there's an end credit scene, so stay all the way to the end of the movie here. But here's my glass I'm drinking out of. This is from. This was the from. Wrong way. From Unsung Brewing in Anaheim. One of my fun superhero themed brewery out there, about 8-minute drive from Disneyland. But this is one of their anniversary glasses. I feel like I haven't kept up with them though. I feel like I missed one. It's been tough. I'm always like, hey, can you save the glass? And then like I got there and I was like, oh yeah, I'm the one they said they saved it for. And they're like, no, I handle the social media. We never said that to anybody. I was like, I can show you the message. Like, sorry, I'm not trying to be weird about it. But yeah, I was thinking, yeah, tomorrow would be a fun like cocktail day. I was looking at my book, so I'm gonna have to go through. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know. Brandon doesn't. He doesn't really. He drinks. I don't think he'll drink gin. So it might end up being like a rum, tequila, or a vodka. Because I don't think he'll have bourbon either. His husband drinks bourbon, though. But I feel like if it's bourbon, we do it on the bourbon study. And not everybody likes bourbon. So I like to do the other stuff. Oh my God, Trey, are you freaking kidding me? Is it really? Trey's telling me it's National Cocktail Day. Oh my God. If I could pick this camera up right now, it's like on a thing taped to my desk, like I'd walk us all downstairs and go make a freaking cocktail. I feel like that's a super missed opportunity. Dang. John, thank you for stopping in. Sorry you can't be with us, but don't worry, we'll see you again soon. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's National Cocktail Day, and I literally just cracked this beer. I cracked this beer. It's fine. Hey, guess what though? I ran 2 miles this morning and I ran 2 miles last night. And guess what? Both times, thought I was going to vomit. But I did it. I did it as a 12-minute mile the entire time. I'm starting my training for my Disneyland half marathon, which is like the second or third weekend of January. So pumped about that. Pumped to just start getting back to it, feeling a little better. Hello, Fabian. Hello. I hope LA is nice. Or from Louisiana or from LA? I always get so confused. I always see LA and I think Los Angeles, and a lot of times it's Louisiana, and I'm like, whoops. Sorry, gang. Yeah. You'll still be able to hear me. I'm just going to step over here to see if I have another, what am I talking about? HDMI cable. You guys don't know. You're not here. Because I'm going to swap out. I think the problem with this is the HDMI, one of the HDMI cables, I think, isn't cooperating. I don't know if it's this one or the other one, but we're doing it live. We're doing it together. Good for us. Look at us go. But yeah. Deltona, Florida. You're not too far away, Heather. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Anybody going to the movies this weekend? Any fun plans? I'm going to finally watch Serial Mom. That's actually what I was going to do tonight, but I opted to do this instead. So, sorry, Trey. I promise I will watch it. I'll probably actually do that tomorrow night, I think. I'm not going to do a live stream, but I am going to paint. I decided I was going to paint this weekend. That's my on my to-do list. Excuse me while I touch this microphone. Sorry. Oh God, it fell all the way down. This is my mic, just so you can see it. It's tiny. I Velcro it right here on the V-necks. I could just clip it, I guess, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's fine. But yeah, I was thinking I would start painting because I know I've said it in a couple live streams before, but I want to do the Patreon thing and do some like fun giveaways and or contests and things like that, not giveaways. And I have an idea for like a themed one. So I need to make an art piece to go like with it. So John Wick, definitely worth seeing. See it in the movie theater. See it in Dolby or whatever big format you've got hanging around your neighborhood. I would highly recommend that. I very much enjoyed that. I'm going to unmute this sound really quick to see. Okay, the sound is back. Okay, so I think that that HDMI cable was dying. So, oh, you finally saw Scream 6, Brittany. Did you like it? Oh, Heather, The Consultant. I do want to watch that. Because that one's the one with, oh my God, the dude from James Bond and Inglourious Bastards and all that sort of stuff. So, the mics I use are these DJI mics that I showed them on my last live stream, but it's like they're basically, they come out like this sort of, like an AirPod charging case. So they're charging in here, and then there's a receiver, and the receiver can plug into my computer, or the mics can record independently, or they can hook into the camera with like an audio out cable sort of a thing. I think they were like the best purchases I've ever made. So if you are somebody who likes to live stream or anything like that, because the other cool part about it is there's like either a USB-C or a lightning connector. So this can plug directly into your iPhone, and you can use this mic for like iPhone videos. So if you're somebody who's like less tech, lower tech, or you like to vlog in the parks or something like that, I think you could do it, or vlog anywhere. But I don't use it because I bought these for me personally, so I try to have my lines of work and not. Quantum Mania I saw, and I really liked it. I do not understand like the super negative reviews about it. I feel like for me, it actually I think is my favorite of the 3 Ant-Man movies. So I'd recommend trying to catch that in the theater, and you know, kind of see how it is. I saw Cocaine Bear. Jessica, what did you think of Cocaine Bear? Because I saw it and I thought it was like campy 80s B movie, which is exactly what it was supposed to be. So I thought it was great. But and House Tracks is asking, has anyone seen 65? Because I also want to see 65, but I've heard not good things about it. It looks like it was probably like a low-budget, predictable movie. I don't know. So, but yeah. Oh, Brittany, glad you like Scream. We're big Scream fans here. Big Scream fans. I was making a reel for work. I spent all this time on like typing out the audio on TikTok to get the Scream voice to say it. And I was going to post it, but I didn't tell anybody I was doing it, and somebody else made a TikTok of the exact same thing. Not with the Scream voice, but I was just like, all this work wasted. The IPA is good. It's definitely lost a little bit of its punch, I feel like. But I just love this can so much. So I am like, this is definitely. I'm gonna try my other goal this weekend. Sorry, this is my like ADD brain. Is to try and start at least getting the stuff to take the cool cans that I've been saving, because I'm up to like 10 now, and it's dangerous. We're getting into episode 1 soda can territory, but I want to turn them into little candles. That was Craig's idea, but I'm gonna get to it before him. Yeah, Wandering Panda. Actually, Wandering Panda, you also sent me an email, and I'm sorry, I did see the email. I just didn't read through the whole thing yet, so I am going to respond. I'm sorry. I just said it. My brain is all over the place lately. It's like, it feels like electricity, just like shooting off in my head, and it's like, no, I didn't finish watching The Last of Us yet, so no spoilers on that. I'm only on episode 5 still. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is a corgi because his ears are bent, but I'm gonna say it is. So that's why I was like, I have a second can of this to turn into a candle. So I'm like, this is a must keep for me. This is probably the best beer can I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, D. McGee, Coyote Ugly. I need you to know that Coyote Ugly, I will text my friend and say to her where I was like, I think I'm probably the only one on planet Earth who's randomly thinking about Coyote Ugly as often as I am. But that soundtrack, that movie that came out, I think, when I was a freshman in high school, or like going into my freshman year of high school or something. And it was the movie that summer for me. I loved Can't Fight the Moonlight. John Goodman in a father figure role. I'm just going to move a cable I see that is loose over here in case Artie decides he wants to come up and hang out with us, which I don't think he will because he's got a little, I don't know what's wrong with him today. He's getting a little tood. I think because he probably wanted to go on a longer walk. I feel bad. There's just nowhere to walk him in this neighborhood. No sidewalks or anything. It's terrible. I graduated high school in the year 2003, which is insane because that means it's my 20-year anniversary this year. And I don't think my class is doing anything for it. The 10-year was in a Dave & Buster's. What sucks about the 10-year one is it was supposed to be like a booze cruise out of Boston Harbor or something, but everybody was being cheap, even though there was money to pay for it that had been set aside when we graduated high school. So it would have been like $20 a person, which is what you would have been spending on the food anyways at Dave & Buster's. But anyway, they didn't want to do it, so they did it at Dave & Buster's in Braintree, and it was terrible. But my friend tried, and I don't think they're going to do anything for it this time, but I'll go if they do, and it happens to be in the right time, I guess. I don't know. I was homecoming king, so I like to maintain that status, But yeah. Imagine a corgi with an attitude. That is normal, Diane. So actually, what's great about this can is that I want to get a tattoo of my corgis, and I was thinking Rocket would be like an astronaut, and Artie would be like king, because they're king. He's King Arthur, is his real name, and then Rocket is the astronaut. I don't know if you've seen it, but on this I did puppet videos, 3 of them, because I was losing my mind, and anyway, so there's 3 of them, and I thought, oh, this will be the adventures of King Arthur and Rocket, and it was fun, and I don't know where I was going with this. Oh, I was going to do that as a tattoo, but then I was thinking, wouldn't it be cute if like one of them was Marty and one of them was Biff, but that was but Griff, so it's got to be like they're in their Back to the Future 2 outfits. But somebody swindled me online when I tried to pay them to do when I tried to get art done for it. But yeah. The thing about high school reunions, I feel like in this day and age, is like Facebook became a thing like right after I graduated high school. And I feel like you kind of kept tabs, I guess, on those people, more or less, right? And I don't know, I come from a small town, and not that there's anything wrong with people who, like, don't move out of their town or anything like that. You know, I think, you know, everybody's life is different. But I feel like everybody's kind of still friends with everybody. But now I feel like there's enough distance that it would be, like, different, but I don't know. We're, like, for small class, and, like, I don't know. You guys, have people not seen these puppet videos? Okay. So it's the two corgis, and they're teaching themselves ideas. I'm going to post the links to them in this video right now, in this chat, because now I'm, like, I knew nobody saw the second one, because the second one is on the Ampliverse YouTube channel, the second and third one. I was going to put them on here as, like, a throwback Thursday, and I completely forgot on Thursday, so... but let me see if I can just pull it up, and I can... The Adventures of King Arthur and Rocket. Episode 1. They're, like, not even... This one's 5 minutes long. I think the second one's, like, 8 minutes long. The third one's, like, 10 minutes long. The third one has a third dog in it. But they're just me with my hands and puppets under a table trying to read to a script. And, oh, my God. I forgot. It won't make the link if I don't... If I don't post it in the chat. Good Lord. But yeah, I think we live in a day and age where, like, high school reunions don't feel the same. I feel like maybe they're, like, an excuse for some people to sort of get home. I don't know. That's what I would use it as. Oh, it is a link. Oh, sorry. Anyway, that's episode 1. And then let me see if I can find... episode 2. So like in episode 1, it's the theme is like consent, or like being comfortable in your own body, and like trying to make sure other people don't make you uncomfortable, and like how do you speak up for yourself, and like, you know, I mean, I guess it's like kind of consent. It's like it's more about being like, just because you do something with some people doesn't mean it's okay to do stuff with other people. But then the second episode is about sharing and like healthy eating habits, and then the third one is about, like, you know, when you meet that person who's like kind of a dick, trying to impress somebody, and you're like, don't be a jerk to impress the new kid, you know. Adventures of King Arthur and Rocket. Episode 2. And then here is episode 3. Oops. King Arthur. Sign the voice of the 2 dogs. There's a 4th episode written, and I was going to film it. I just, like, because I had to redo how to work up here, I don't really have the space to film it in my house anymore. So, like, I need to do somebody else's house. But then also, like, it's kind of a lot of work. And, like, it's... Not only is it... So, I feel like I lost a little piece of my functionality in my brain during the lockdown. Yeah, I'm not making light of that. Like, I do have... I heightened everything. Like... It does. I am constantly fighting the feeling of, like, it feels like thoughts are splintering like a lightning bolt or something like that through my head all the time, which is definitely probably undiagnosed ADHD. But it's. I'll do another video someday about everything that actually happened and what made me feel this way and stuff like that. But it's very difficult. It's like gonna be one of those things where, like, I'm gonna have to set it up somewhere else that isn't here, and I'm gonna need somebody's help, like a friend's help or multiple help, and I'm gonna have to, like, map it out and do it. But if that's the only thing I have to worry about, then I can do it. But it won't be the only thing I worry about for a while. So that's the part where I'm like, I'll get to it. So so I have a 4th one that's like a little spoiler teaser here for it. That's about King Arthur and Rocket are playing a game that's like cornhole, corgi hole. Nope. don't like that. And it's like, Artie doesn't like King Arthur, doesn't like that he keeps losing, doesn't, because he's always won because he's the king, and so he kind of keeps changing the rules, and it's sort of about like it's not fair. You can't change the rules if somebody's already started playing the game, sort of a thing. So I'll let you interpret what you think that's about. But it was about a very specific thing that happened. So, and then the fifth one, I have an idea for another one, and the idea for the other one was going to kind of be about like the sort of thing that's going on with books right now. So, you know, topical. They're basically an outlet for me to kind of be like, I don't know. I think they have fun, and they're like little stories, and they're cute, and my like nieces and nephews and stuff can watch them. But yeah. Oh, Trey, did you try that bourbon smoked gin? Is that what you had? That's cute. Yeah, I know. So I'd like to do more. The puppets are right here. Do you guys, if you haven't seen the puppets, hold on. I'll get them. I'll show you. So anyway, when you watch the videos, the backdrop that's behind them, the clothes the dogs are wearing, and the like anything that's in the video, I made that. Not the puppets. I didn't make the two puppets, but I made the rest, and I made it using only the supplies I had in my house because you couldn't get anything really at that time. I mean, you could order like on Amazon, or you could do like a Michael's order, but I was like, okay, what do I have here that I haven't used, and how can I make it? So I like made that whole like castle backdrop and everything out of the fabric I had in my house, and hot glue. And so it's like just a very specific size wide. Like I wish it was a little bit wider, but yeah, so I made all of that stuff out of it. And so that's why like people are like, why is Rocket's helmet weird? And I was like, well, I did the best I could with like tin foil and foam and hot glue and stars. So anyway, let me get them. These right here. And I ordered puppets online that I was like, there's got to be when I found that there was 2 Corgi puppets, I was like, okay. So this is King Arthur. Hold on, King Arthur's in the middle here. So King Arthur has a little control over his like mouth, but King Arthur talks like, because I was watching Golden Girls at the time, so I feel like he's got a little bit. Oh, his ear's starting to fold over a little. Oh, sorry, buddy, but he's a little more like he just kind of sounds like me, but like with a little bit of a southern accent, like, what is all that racket? Like he's a little more like prim and proper, and you say everything on the tip of your tongue. So he can do a lot of like, butt swivels, which are fun. But he's got a cute little cape and everything. I love it. Somebody joining him right now is like, what's happening? But yeah, you're the king. Do you know what's funny? I'm going to tell you a story, King Arthur, is that your name is King Arthur and you came to live with me. Yeah, and my name actually means little king, and you are my little king. Oh, I know, you're cute. Anyway, so that's Artie, and then Rocket is based on my niece Kalara's voice, which is like, hi! So he sounds a little, my name's Rocket, and I'm from the beyond. Do you know where the beyond is? No, I don't, buddy. So I made his little jetpack and everything. These are like little fabric strips I had. These are obviously little empty paint cans, and I made that whole thing. These are like little Nespresso empty boxes that I like reassembled and painted, and then I added little toothpicks on the side and stuff like that. And then obviously his helmet's just like foam. It was like, how could I make it? But he sounds like my niece. My niece, when I first met her, sounded like this. Uncle Ryan! But he's got a little bit deeper voice than her, but it's a this is actually like a dog's toy. Do you know this is like to teach your dog to socialize with other dogs? But yeah. I just love people and sniffing things and friends. So that's that. Anyway, I do it under a table, one dog on each hand, and so I write the script, and then I have like a table, and then I'm kneeling under the table with a microphone. Oh my God, these microphones would make my life so much easier to do this. Because like before it was a stick mic up to my mouth, but I'm trying to read that look at the computer, because the computer is getting the signal from the camera under the thing, and it's like, yeah, and like looking at that. Oh, it does sound like the Target lady a little bit. My name's Classic Pig. But anyway, so King Arthur and Rocket. But yeah, I have an idea for like season 2 where I wanted them to like, because all of the episodes that I did so far with them are what did you say? That are they're in like the Corgi Kingdom, and I feel like it would be cool if in the second season they're like traveling in the spaceship. No? Because then they could be visiting new worlds and learning stuff together. But I try to balance it where like Artie's not like a know-it-all and he's learning stuff, but he's kind of like oh God, I inhaled too deep. So sorry. Oh, you know what'll help this? Beer. Anyway, my friend RJ is the third puppet. So there's a puppet that's a God, he's like a French dignitary or something like that. I forget his name. And then Rocket like is the one who's like, something is up. His ascot comes right off. And so he like unveils him. He's like, Mon Dieu! And so it's a whole thing where he's like, yeah, my name's not thing, and I'm from here, and I was just trying to be cool. So it's kind of about like they each learn a lesson where like Artie learns not to be a dick, and Rocket is also like he's being a good friend, but then the other one's like you don't have to change who you are to be friends, and that's their whole thing. So the dogs, Artie tries to always get to these puppets. So yeah. So I've got like 2 episodes that I still want to do that take place in the Corgi Kingdom, and then I want them to like travel. So so we'll see. Do you want to travel? Well, I've never left the castle. It takes me a second. I haven't done it in so long, so it's hard to like get into the voice again. Like I have to practice for a few minutes, and I have to make my throat all sweet like. You're easy to do though. Because you got floppy legs, and everybody loves a floppy leg. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know where I got on this tangent, but RJ was the third puppet. So I wanted there to be like these little like stick puppets in the background for the gaming episodes. So there was like a crowd that would be like, wow. So it's all like learning, testing, adjusting, and learning, and having craft project while you do it. Also doing things that cost money that you don't get paid for is insanity too, right? Like I had to buy these puppets, and then I made all their clothes. At that time, it was like I hadn't spent money on anything, so it didn't matter. And like Rocket was cheap. Artie was not cheap. Artie came from like some puppet thing in like England or whatever. It's crazy though. He looks like Artie. It's an actual corgi. I gave him his little cape and everything. Oh, I love his cape. His crown. I wish his ear wasn't flopping down though. But I've had him now for a couple of years. But this was like a training puppet on Amazon or something. Anyway, that's that. Thank you for joining us. I should have just... One day I'm just going to start it and it'll just be Rocket up here. Hi everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I can't play the Nintendo because I don't have any posable thumbs. You could tap on it. Boop, 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 boop. Boo-doo-doo. Anyway, this was psychotic. Oh my goodness. So they sit over here in the corner and stare at me. Oh no, his helmet just came off. I'm going to lose my mind. He looks so naked without it. Anyway, it all started because I wanted to write a story because my dog Rocket is a rescue. And, you know, he doesn't really have, like, Artie I know, like, because I adopted him, I know I have his paperwork, I have all that stuff. So Rocket's like the mystery, right? So I wanted to turn it into something fun. I don't know. Just bored. I wanted to be creative. I watched a puppet show, yeah. Not a great puppet show, but a puppet show, I guess, nonetheless. But, yeah. I have no desire to become a puppeteer or anything like that. This wasn't like me trying to get in with the Jim Henson Company or anything like that. It was just like me trying to have fun. And make like a Eureka's Castle or some sort of like Mr. Rogers neighborhood. My hair is like getting bigger and bigger the more I touch it. Like a Mr. Rogers neighborhood sort of a thing. Nope, now I'm lopsided. Nope, going the wrong way. Nope, I don't know. I need a haircut. But yeah, I love my babies. I love my little babies. Artie's gonna be 10 years old in September. I cannot believe it. Sorry, I was just looking at my text messages. Anyway, I'm gonna play a little Nintendo a little bit here. Does anybody have I don't know, do you guys have questions or anything like that, or something you want to chat about before I pop into that? I'm not gonna stay on like too long. Update on the channel monetization. So I am, as of right before starting this, actually let me pull it up while I'm talking to you. I think I am at it says I have 373,724 public watch hours. So that means I need to get 4,000, so that's 276 hours. So I think we can make it happen this weekend. Do I wear hats is the question right now. I have hats. The problem is I have a big head, and so I find a lot of hats don't work right. I want to be a hat person. I have one hat that I actually does fit and I love, and it's an Ewok hat that I got. Let me double check and see if it's up here. I buy hats like I'm going to wear them, and I always clip them to my bag in case it's going to rain. Oh, no, it's downstairs. Like I've got a Hamilton hat up here because Craig had the Burr one. He had and I have the A-Ham, so I thought it would be fun if we made a video together or something like that. So, yeah. Yes, cannot wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Her Universe is sending me a cute clothing thing for that. That I'm now like, oh, got my opening day outfit. I'm excited. But yeah, so my hope is to one day at least do one more of those Corgi videos. I need to do it while my babies are with me because Artie is going to be, like I said, 10 in September, and I'm like, I don't think I'll be able to do it. You know, if Netflix wants to pick it up or whatever, I mean, I'd keep doing it, and then if God forbid anything happened, then we can dedicate it, and their spirit can live on because they've taught me so much. So I feel like I just wanted it to feel like they were teaching others so much. Like I didn't know I was capable of love in the way that I love them both. So that was crazy for me. I know it's like insane, weird, but I was literally like, maybe I'm a sociopath. But it was like, I feel a love like for them that I have never felt in my entire life, for like as deep. Like it's just this thing where it's like they're your children. I don't know, but oh, I guess Brandon is watching this right now. Did I just talk about Brandon in this one? Maybe I was talking about Brandon in the last stream, because Brandon was my friend who did the tasting with me. I did talk about Brandon in this one. I said Brandon's going to have to be a part of the. Make a cocktail for him tomorrow. I feel like I'm not in focus. But yeah. Kim, you missed the beginning of this live stream because I've already seen John Wick 4 and it's fantastic. It's very good. It is very long. It's like 3 hours long, but there are some incredible set pieces in this movie, and Keanu Reeves kills it again. Knocks it out of the park. So, yeah. What was my first concert ever? My first like big concert ever? Black Eyed Peas. It was them, and it was supposed to be, I think, like the Pussycat Dolls or something, and the Pussycat Dolls like canceled, and so then it was Danity Kane, and I was like, who's Danity Kane? Nobody cares about that. But yeah, I haven't been to like a ton of like big I went to a lot of like small concerts when I lived near Boston, but since I moved to Orlando, not a ton. I saw One Republic. I think I've seen like twice now, which I really enjoyed. I saw them at UCF for school, and then in the arena there, and then I saw them, I think, at House of Blues too, like way back when they were like people were just learning about them. And then I saw the Veronicas. I saw Natasha Bedingfield. I saw I mean, Muse was like that was the stadium concert where I was like, this changed my life. And then their second stadium concert was like, I cannot believe this is incredible. And then their third stadium concert that I saw in Austin was like insane. I know Danity Kane now. I didn't know them at the time. I know Damaged. Hello, somebody wrote that song about me. Damage. But have I done much overseas travel? No. I actually had not really been out of the country until a couple of years ago. But I have now since been to Ireland and London. That was on the same trip because I flew. Once you're over there, you can fly in and around. It's not as difficult. It's not. They don't make it as difficult as it is here. And Ireland and New York. London was like a British New York. It was basically the same thing. Like the same idea where like New York, you think, oh, everybody's going to have a New York accent. Some people do, but it's like, you know, this melting pot of all these different people from all these different places with all these different cultures and everything like that. That's what London felt like to me, which was really interesting and cool to be in a city like that again. And I would definitely go back and travel even further out than I did before because I feel like I wanted to go back to Kensington. I was only there for a little bit. I didn't get to go to the Science Museum to see the dinosaurs, but I did see the Peter Pan statue, which is the main reason why I went up there. But Ireland was beautiful. It was insane. Ireland is one of those places where you're like, I can't believe there are places like this on Earth still, where it would be like normal city like anybody goes to, and then it's like, boom, huge sprawling houses, country, land everywhere, and then you're like, you see a house, and then there's like a dog in the front yard, and you're like, God, what is life here? What is your life here? It must be just like fulfilling and peaceful, and grass is always greener on the other side, right? Especially in Ireland. And then I went to Italy for 17 days for work. Italy was fun. It was fine. It's one of those places where I'm like, I've done it. There are other places I'd rather go. Like if something brought me back to Italy, I'd go, but I don't think I'm gonna like seek it out separately. I'd love to go to like, I know it's a little cheesy, but I do want to go to like Tokyo Disneyland. But I also wouldn't mind going to Japan because I'm just interested. I'd like to go to New Zealand maybe. Power Rangers is filmed in New Zealand. Also, it's near Japan. So it's like, could I see some of those places? Sure. I would, honestly, I'd like to go to more places in Canada. I loved Vancouver. I'd like to do like Toronto, because Toronto is there like New York City essentially, but they've filmed so many things there that I'm like, I'd love to go up there. And there's so many places in the US I haven't been yet too, so it's like, I don't know. I think one day, sometimes I think I'm going to try and do that 50 state thing and see if I can go to every one of the states. But we'll see. I feel like we're in a weird time right now where like I'm not going to feel comfortable certain places, but everywhere's got a place where you're like, there is a place that people like you can go, right? Like where you fit in. Hopefully. Am I in the official Roosevelt's buy-sell trade group? Very dangerous for the wallet, but amazing community. I'm not, because honestly, I'm not really on Facebook. I know I've started to post on Facebook a little bit. That is because my grandmother has a Facebook now that you can't like see anything or know anything about her, but she uses it. And I think she's just like friends with all the grandkids and everybody. And my mom too, like doesn't know how to use any app, but I noticed she's on Facebook a bunch. And so I decided I was going to start sharing my Instagram posts over to Facebook. But then I realized today, I was like, oh, I should probably share the link to these videos because that would be nice for somebody who wants to join in that maybe it's the other way for them. So I'm not good. But, you know, here's the thing about Facebook. As much as I have issues with it, there's things like those groups and stuff like that no other platform really offers those sort of things still. So it's got the edge in terms of that. Kimberly, Scott, you are 100% correct. It is completely different when you're traveling for work and you cannot set your own itinerary. I did watch Kim's Convenience, and I would visit that store. But yeah, I've never been to Vegas. That's been brought up in here. I have thought about maybe going there. Well, I definitely want to go there when the Halloween Horror Nights thing opens over there, and then. I made it my favorite. Just join the group. Yeah, you know what? Okay, so Matthew Dixon is saying about the Roosevelt's trading group. Another one, like Craig was telling me, because we collect the tiki mugs, where he's like, you should get into the tiki mug. There's like a groups that he's in where like I've sold some like where I've gotten either a double or some where like, you know, some time went by and I was like, you know what? I need to make space for other ones. And I don't ever. I always set it at the price I paid for it, and then I let it go. So if it's a 7-day bid and it goes to like whatever amount of money, that's great. If not, I just want the money I paid for it, so I'm happy. So I'm not like a scalper or anything like that, but or I forget the word for it, but Craig was saying that like you can get more in those groups than you can on eBay, and then also you can get like, he's like, well, then you can get the actual mugs you're missing, because there was a Stay Puft Marshmallow mug that Mondo put out that I really regret kind of not getting, because it's like this huge one. He's got it, and it's so cool, and I love Ghostbusters, so I'm like, someday. Kimberly Scott is correct. Kentucky is cool. Kentucky Kim and I we first met each other in Kentucky. That's why she's called Kentucky Kim, and she lives there. But we went to dinner when I was in Kentucky, and we went to a restaurant where they had, I can't even remember anymore. It was like Tots or something, right? But it was like the sauce that came with it was like change your life. It was like melted marshmallow something or other, but it like had bourbon in it. Oh my God, it was so freaking good. It was like the best thing ever. It's so good. And also, as somebody who's like a queer individual, I would say that what's crazy to me is I stayed in Bardstown and I went with my friend Jill, and I was a little worried about doing these bourbon places being like, oh, this is like, you know, stereotypically, traditionally one way sort of a thing. Like, what's it going to be like for somebody like me? Because I've whatever. It was a very like, it was very fun. It was very, I mean, there was, you know, one or two places where I was like, whoops. But for the most part, I was like, I want to go back here. And I do want to go back there. I want to go to Louisville, actually, and spend a little bit more time there as well, because that was really cool. Trey, bring me the gin. Bring me a sample. Bring it in a little vial. I gave Bill and Diane a little sample. These Tavor sample things, they send you like vials of stuff, and I've been saving them because I was like, oh, perfect. So now that's how I distribute samples to people. Oh, thank you, Lori. You're so kind. And David, we just got started. We literally haven't been doing it that long. Oh my God, I guess we've been doing it for like 45 minutes. You missed the puppet show, David. What do I think will be the procedure for Tron with Halloween parties? Coming in August, just doing the Halloween party one night. I think it's... Oh yeah, that's actually a really good point. I didn't think about that, because Magic Kingdom hasn't had an attraction with a virtual queue yet, right? I'm sorry, I had a bloody nose earlier today for like the first time in forever. Trey, bring me that bottle. Bring me that bottle. Give me that Jim finished bourbon. I'll just Venmo you, whatever. I don't know. I have to assume. Okay, well, I don't know. At Disneyland, when they do the party for like Guardian, when it's after dark, it's just standby wait. I think it's just going to be standby, because you can't do... Yeah, it's going to have to just be a standby line, because you can't do any sort of like fast passing during the Halloween party, right? And so I think it's going to be like that same sort of rule. But I didn't even think of that. That's pretty smart. Yeah, virtual queuing during a party event seems like an awful idea. Unless they're like, okay, well, virtual queue for the party, and that's at 7 p.m. But then, like, what if you're not in the party yet? Because the park wouldn't close until, like, 9, right? Because then the party's, like, 9 to 12. So, I don't know. That's weird. Jack Daniels. Place I haven't been. Haven't been to Jack Daniels. Would go. My family loves the Jack Daniels, like, orange that came out. But, yeah. Yeah, I did do the bourbon, not the bourbon, it wasn't like the bourbon trail per se, but I went to a bunch of distilleries and stuff like that. Arizona, my daughter's a sergeant in the Air Force, and she lived there for 10 years, and my husband and I visited her there, and it was amazing. Because Arizona seems like one of those places, you hear a lot of stuff on the news about it. Florida, it's like Texas and Florida are always the siblings battling it out to see who's the most ridiculous. Then Wisconsin's that wacky cousin. And then it's like Arizona's like the racist uncle, and you're like, this family's getting real dysfunctional. But if you say that, that's where I'm like, I'd love to go. Colorado I've never been to either. I want to see the Grand Canyon too, and I drove my friend. I moved them across country from Orlando to Anaheim, or right outside of Anaheim, and Lake Buena Vista. No, that's not what it's called. And we were like 45 minutes, and he was like, no, we can't stop. I have to get there as soon as possible. And so I'm so mad, but someday. I want to, when my friend Kim is feeling better, I want to do a road trip with her, or like a train trip or something. That would be fun. If anyone knows about any train trips, because I'd love to do like a couple days on like a sleeper car, but like that has to be the purpose of it. Like trains, but like cruise ships, right? So like you get meals if need be on the train, and you have your own little room and whatever, and that sort of thing. It's got to be like that. I want to do something like that. Yeah. I got to visit more. I got to get back on the brewery train. There's a Ivanhoe Brewing. I want to do something down there. They're great here in Orlando. But yeah, I need to do more breweries. I think, well, I have a goal, like there's a dream I have where I will, at some point in my life, take like 2 months off and not work. And during that time, I want to like go home. But I want to take my time getting up there and experience a lot of the places on the way, either up or down or whatever, and make a whole thing out of it. And part of that is like going to the breweries up the East Coast, How is it living in Florida? I'm not going to lie to you. I was thinking about it today because I'm very much like, we live in Orlando, I feel like, is definitely it's in a Disney bubble. It's in a progressive little area. But I have felt differently about living here since like 2016 for obvious reasons. I said it in another video where like I would really like to buy something here so that there was always something here like 20 to 25 minutes outside of Walt Disney World, where it was like family, friends, whoever needs it, me, like you could come, we could stay, we could use it. And then I'd like to maybe buy somewhere else, like whether it's like a townhouse or something, like maybe it's in Wisconsin so I can be with Kim for a while, or, and then go back and forth or something like that. And then, I'm not opposed to it, like, because there's like, honestly, Winter Garden, I've said it before, Winter Garden has some great neighborhoods in it. It's one of those things where if the way things are currently going right now in this state continue to go the way they are, I actually have a legitimate concern that there may be a time where, like, I think that there is not a trend. I have this fear or prediction that Florida is trying to basically do what Texas considers itself, which is like the one-star nation, right? Like it's its own little thing. Like, I think would seem to me, everybody says that he's going to make a presidential run. I'm not even going to say the name because I don't want to get into it, because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble at work related to a video I did on my personal channel. But it would seem to me there may be a presidential run in the future. There is a part of me the other day I started thinking, I don't think there will be. There may not be, because I feel like right now they're in a position where they're guaranteed to be able to keep doing the not awesome stuff they're doing right now and shape this place to become its own little, not nation, but its own little place. And I think that's one of those things where I'm like, I worry that this may be the trend of the future for the next couple of years, for the next whatever. And, I think it makes it difficult for people that are just like, I just want to live. I just want to vacation. I just want to go to Disney, or I just want to raise a kid or adopt a kid or teach a kid about literally what the actual world is going to look like. So like there's things like that. It just makes me very nervous right now. So it's kind of like, I feel like I'm once again, this is the theme of my life, stuck between a rock and a hard place, because it's like I would love to do that, but then like what if I do that and then literally within the next year everything goes south? No pun intended. Pun slightly intended. So it's just that weird. It's that I don't know. That's that hard part of me. And it's like I don't want to like move into another place to rent for like 6 months and then move and whatever. So anyway, that I didn't mean to make it so dark and dapper and whatever. But Texas, this crazy part about Texas, Austin, loved Austin. I think, I realistically, when I go a place, I like to think, okay, if there was a job offered to me in this place, is this somewhere I could see myself living? Austin, not 100%. Austin, I think so, because there was great sense of community. There was great sense of support. It seemed very similar to me the way that like people from Boston or Massachusetts are from. Like people in Massachusetts, I feel are very like, oh, you're from Massachusetts. Oh, you're from Boston. Like it's a very like they love it when you're from there. They love to find other people from there. They love to be an asshole to you when you are there, but they love to find other people from there. That's what Austin and like Texas is the vibe is. And then that's the hard part is that like it's this like little cool awesome city, not little, big city that's like surrounded by this other very questionable things, But anyway, I just wish my personal thing, like since we're in it right now, is that I wish people would just do the thing. I wish they would just do their job. I just want them to do their job. At the basic level, whatever that job is, we may like have little like, oh, well, I think they should be doing this, or I think they should be doing that. It feels to me right now like no one does the job they're supposed to actually be doing, and other than causing panics and whatever through everybody. And I just wish so much that like the roads were better, the school systems were better, the things were better. So like I wish people were like actually doing things that would be better for everybody. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's not tough. I don't think it actually is tough. It doesn't need to be tough, but we've made it tough. And that's not we. I feel like they always put the blame on us. It's not us. It's not us versus them either. I don't like that stuff either. But anyway. On a lighter note, is that a little boo bag behind you and Richard? So this isn't a little boo bag. This is actually from the 50s. This is a Halloween decoration. My grandparents gave this to me because this is on, this is in Carousel of Progress. This is their, like, the family's, like, Halloween decorations. And so my grandparents had them. And I was like, can I have one? And they actually gave me two. So I have two. I have another one that's, like, up there, but you can't see it. This is like one of my most prized possessions, though. I love it because it reminds me of my grandparents. Like they always put them up all the time, and I'm like, I know they were just like, yeah, you can have it, whatever, I don't care. But I'm like, it's like them. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't even think they remember they gave it to me. But so that's what that is. And then this is Richard. This is my stuffed gargoyle. I got him at Halloween Horror Nights a couple years back, and we've been inseparable ever since, but I thought he deserved a place on the shelf, but he's my little grumpy gargoyle. Richard. Just a little dick. And, yeah, there's a whole series of these. Did you know if you think he's cute, you can't have him, but there's like one that's got like 3 heads and it's a dog. There's one that's like the Chimera and stuff like that, so they're fun. And then there's my Halloween Horror Nights poster, sign. So that is a little boo right there. You're right. I'm sorry. That's probably the one you were talking about. Because I love Halloween. And I feel like it should be on display all times of year. Oh, my God. Speaking of puppets. So I know you'd see this little Bucky thing. But at Bucky's, they had a Bucky puppet. So, like, when Artie and Rocket travel, I bought a Bucky puppet because they're supposed to be Bucky's going to guest star in an episode. The only thing is, this puppet only has, like, these weird, yeah. You want to try these beaver nuts? What? That's inappropriate, but those are what they're called. So he's gonna be there, like, where they stop, just fill the spaceship. He's gonna be in a future episode. But I want him to not sound like what you think Bucky's going to sound like. Because I feel like that's the whole thing, is everyone thinks he's going to be like, well, it's me, a beaver. What? I can't do it. Oh my god, the vampire bat neighbor Phyllis! I love that. This talk really got away from me today. I'm going to have to make this video private after this. Okay, Kimberly just said a grid. She says, community and support systems are things that you can build wherever you go. Don't let the news get you down. I think that is what I learned during the pandemic, is the thing that I look for the most is the community. So like when I was trying to put bids on houses, I would ask the neighbors, I'd be like, what's it like at Halloween here? You know, because I feel like, I know it's so weird, but I feel like a neighborhood with a lot of trick-or-treaters is a barometer for what the type of the community is there. The more trick-or-treaters there are, the better the community probably is, because it supports that sort of a thing, right? So that's where I was like, okay, I don't know. That's my whole thing. Again, Halloween is amazing and it's the best holiday. Oh, Scott's saying, fly, don't do the sleeper train. Da, 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 da. Oh, okay, I answered the question. That's Richard. I didn't even know I was answering that question. Yeah, so I'm not... Sorry, I'm scrolling up through the chat. I just want to read all this stuff. So you want a sabbatical. I don't know that it's a sabbatical I want. Which style of barbecue do I like more? Kansas City, Texas, you know? I mean, I haven't had Kansas City, but I do like Texas barbecue. That's pretty good. My friend Brandon texted me during this live stream and was talking about, he says he loves Arizona too. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to add it to the list. I don't know anybody living in Arizona, I think is the only thing, though. Oh, okay. This is an interesting perspective. Laugh 888 says 0008. I can't think. That you have reservations about other parts of America. As an Australian, it's a big issue, I feel, when considering U.S. travel. Yeah, I mean that's true for anywhere you go, right? Like, you don't want to go to bad neighborhoods and stuff like that. But I don't know. Just like, yeah, it's hard to like. There's good people everywhere, right? So that's what I like to think. You know what was really cool? And I only spent one night in that I definitely want to go back to? Seattle. That was a lot of fun. The city run by gays. That's what it felt like. Beaver nuggets. That's what I said. Did I not say beaver nuggets? Oh, I said nuts. Okay, look at the sets on the side. Spin. Sorry, I'm reading through. Tori, I don't even understand this oatmeal comment, but oh yeah, they can't remove carousel progress or there'll be a riot. I miss the fall very much. Yes, the Wandering Panda is asking, do I miss the North Season fall? It is the hardest time of year to be down here because it really doesn't cool down here until like almost Christmas if we're lucky, and it is such a short. It's just a short holiday. I mean, I think that's the thing is like I want to be able to feel like I can go back and forth frequently, and then I think it wouldn't be a problem. I don't know. It's tough. I can't, whatever. Vermont is Wandering Panda. Vermont is on my list because I constantly say I think that I always say someday I would love to work for a company like Ben & Jerry's. Like, I don't know. For me, personally, I'm not speaking for anybody in this chat or anybody that knows me or anything like that. Their social media and how they are activists for sort of stuff that are very important to me. I think they really, as a company, during the pandemic, when everything was going on, they basically solidified themselves, or they got a customer in life out of me because of their political, not political. It was not political activism. It was activism. It was humanitarian activism. Anyway, I will always buy their flavors because of that. And I was like, someday I'm going to work for this company. I want to. Because somebody who like lays it on the line is very much like, no, we know that there are things that need to change and things like this. And I think it's just like, I think that's great, especially for somebody that like technically Ben & Jerry's, I believe is still like considered like craft ice cream or whatever. But yeah, my goal is to go back to Seattle before the end of this year for a couple of days, hopefully like 4 or 5 days. I'd love to go to Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine. I was thinking Portland, Oregon. My friend lives in Portland, Oregon. I've heard good things about Portland, Maine, though. And Trey, I am going to make an Atlanta trip, 100%. But yeah. It's crazy to me how like it gets so much cooler just a little bit further up than where I am. It's like a tease. It's like I really am in hell. Stowe, Vermont is where I was trained when I became a manager at Borders. So they sent me because there was no like trainers in the region. They had to send me to like Vermont, and I had to pick up like 2 people in Boston on the way. And Stowe was like a snow globe. It looked literally like the sort of thing that you would see in like on a shelf, like in a Hallmark thing or something like that. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. Rhode Island would be on my radar. I would love to move to like Bristol, Rhode Island, or something like that, but I don't make Bristol, Rhode Island money. I don't know what I would do to make money. See, that's the thing. I don't know how I have a normal job again. Wait, spent the night at the house that inspired the house from the original Scooby-Doo? I didn't know that was in Rhode Island. Ugh, I'm going to the Ben & Jerry's. I'm going to Ben & Jerry's. I got to do it. Anyway, okay. Should I be like... I feel like I need to play a couple minutes of Nintendo at the very least. I feel like I wasn't as like... paying attention. Not paying attention. I feel like I wasn't as structured in this live stream as much. But I don't feel like it's supposed to be structured, gang. I want to do it our way. I did it my way. I just feel like I want to have it open so people have the chat and so we can just hang out. Newport, while the matches are, you got all the breakers down there, and you got no, that's a Boston accent. That is technically like my natural accent, but my mother is from like Rhode Island. She has like filthy Rhode Island accent, like. You kids say oranges, and I say oranges. All the oranges over here. But yeah, I've been to the Breakers before. Side trip to Salem on one of your Boston trips. Salem's fun. I don't think it's a hit at every time. It's like kind of a sleepy town, but there's some cool stuff. Oh yeah, Picard. We didn't talk about Picard this week. Oh, thank God you're here, Jay. Picard. I've said it before. I'm going to say it every live stream we do until it's over. Such a good show. At first, I was like, this episode is very different from the other episodes we've watched so far. I don't know how I feel about it. And then I cried twice in the episode. So it got me twice. There was 2 like really big emotional impacts. And I loved seeing Geordie LaForge. I don't know how I feel about like curmudgeon Geordie LaForge. Because Geordie was like, I don't know. I was like, when I was a kid, like Geordie was like my favorite because he had the cool eye band. I mean, he was blind, I guess, so it's not that cool. But like, it was. Then he got the contacts in First Contact, and you're like, oh, sexy Geordie LaForge. And now he's like, Daddy Geordie LaForge. But it was like I literally right before we started the live stream. So my best friend Kim is starting Picard tonight, like season 1, episode 1. And I just like when she said it, like I came around the corner downstairs and I was just like Jean-Luc Picard, because the bad guy in the season keeps saying Picard. Like she says it with the most intense French accent you could ever do. It is on Paramount Plus. Highly recommend all the Star Trek shows on there. I like them all. I like Discovery, Strange New Worlds is great. And the cartoon show is hilarious. I have one no, wait, did I finish it? I think I fell asleep at the very end of the last episode of the cartoon show. I was trying to stretch it out. So I'll go back and like rewatch. Like I really, really like the show, Star Trek Lower Decks. But that show, I think, is catered a little bit toward people who actually have already watched some Star Trek, because it makes like a fun of like fun references and like pokes fun at itself a whole bunch, which is great. But are you a knock? Are you a co-op? Are you a co-op? We got, I think there's going to be 10 episodes. So we got 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 4 episodes of Picard left. Oh my God. I'm really hoping it like nails this landing though, because it's like, it's so good. You know who's great on that? Is the guy who plays the captain of this ship that they're on. They're not on the Titan. I forget the name of the ship they're on. But, you know, 7 of 9's captain, where he makes her say Hanson. But my sister and I moved to Austin 10 years ago or so for the filmmaking scene. Oh, no. And then it moved to Georgia, moved to Atlanta, yeah. I mean, Austin still has that South by Southwest festival, right? Oh, there you go. Now you live in Orlando. I mean, you're going where the heat's at. Are you a knock? Are you a co-op? Wait, who's Misha Burton? Are they or Mika Burton? Are they related to LeVar Burton? Oh, that was my one beer. That's my one drink today. Captain Shaw, thank you, D. All right, here's the thing that's opened up for me after that episode of Picard, is I realized, like, I'm going to bring it out and show everybody. I actually like, I like collecting, like, things that are, like, prop stuff from shows. So, during the pandemic specifically, like, when we were locked down, I finally bought myself a Star Trek Next Generation tricorder. It's not the medical one. I really want the medical one because it has the boop, 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 boop thing that you can hold. And that one's harder to find. But I bought that. I bought like a Star Trek costume that didn't fit right, but now Kim and I mail it back and forth to each other. Like we'll just keep like change. We feel like it's Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, but it's Sisterhood of the Traveling Kirk outfit from the movie. The engineer is his real daughter. Shut your mouth. The one who was just in the episode, right? Who wore the yellow. So not the girl who's like been in the show. That is so cool. Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh my God, that makes me more emotional now. That is so cute. Do I think Worf is in love with Raffi? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Raffi's my least favorite character in this season. Like, I think she's awful. The stuff they're doing with Data is interesting. Or Lore, or Soon, or whoever it is. That's crazy. Okay, I'm going to show you something because I got this the other day. Only if I can find it really quick. Okay, I found it. There's a comic book store up in Longwood. So it's a little drive from, like, if you're going to the parks. But it's called Acme Superstore, and they have a ton of toys. They have a big Star Trek section, and this was in the Star Trek thing. It works. This is the assault phaser from Star Trek 5 and 6. I realize now why it was cheap, because this thing, it doesn't stay, which is fine. I can probably figure out how to. But it, the noise, like, oh wait. Anyway, I'd wanted one of these for forever, and it was impossible to find. But I got this for $13.99. So, anyway, it's the closest I ever got to this, and it kind of looks like the one from Discovery. I want this phaser from Discovery so bad, and apparently McFarlane Toys was going to make it. I looked it up, and then the laws for something that looks like a gun-ish, even though I don't think phasers looks like gun, it's like it can't go to California, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Jersey, maybe? It was 4 states. So I don't know if they canceled or something like that. But my goals are I want to get I wish they made the phasers and stuff like that still, because I'm someday I want a really good Discovery cosplay. I would love the Discovery outfit because I love their boots on Discovery. I love how they have the white sole, but I love how they like how far they come up because they look like moon shoes, like moon boots from when we were kids. But I want a Discovery outfit, I think. I don't know. But I want the phasers from Discovery. If they make them, both season 1 and 2's, and then the later ones that they have that are like the shark phaser, or whatever they call those. And I want the medical tricorder from Next Generation. I like collecting those things. I'm trying to think what else, because I have the dolphin phaser. I don't know. I like that. It's like the weird, like, little thing I like. I have the phaser from the J.J. Abrams movies, from the first movie, and I have the communicator from that. I didn't get the tricorder, though. But yeah. Oh, Critical. My friend Jeremy loves Critical Role. I saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie. If anybody wasn't here in that chat before for that, I highly recommend it. I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons going in this, other than what I know from Stranger Things. The movie was hilarious. It was so good. The direction was amazing. Everything was great about this movie. You have to see it. I'm telling you right now, this is a must. If you are picking, if you're like, I don't know, I don't go to the movies that much, I got to pick and choose, I am telling you, you have got to do Dungeons and Dragons. I thought it was so good. I know I need to do another Power Rangers cosplay. Like, I need to do a new one. I started, like, I had one. That's why I started running again, because I'm like, maybe I can fit in one of the 2 costumes I bought that never got to wear. There were, there's the Star Trek t-shirt that looks like Kirk and Spock shirts from the original show. They're like t-shirts, and I was like, should I get these? So I might order those and then end up with like Star Trek shirts. I need the Roosevelt's people to make Star Trek shirts. Star Trek shirts and Power Ranger shirts. That's the 2 I want to get them to do. Yeah, but anyway. You miss when malls had McDonald's in them. Oh, who wouldn't love a good fry? I like Star Wars too, just as much. Okay, so for Star Wars, like, I have the tricorders, but I also have, and it's not here in Florida with me, and I went through it when I went home in Massachusetts to surprise my mom for her birthday in February. They used to make, when, like, it was like episode 2 and then episode 3 came out, they made every blaster that was in the series, like, during that, but then they all went on clearance, and so I got them all. So I have, like, Amidala's blaster, or not Amidala. Yeah, Amidala. Or Padme, excuse me. Her, like, silver blaster from Clone Wars. But I have 2 of the Stormtrooper, or the Clone Trooper, excuse me. But they're blasters. They're, like, actual size blasters, like the actual blaster. But what's crazy about them is they literally just, there's the red light that glows through them when you shoot. And I'm like, these things are, like, these are prime for someday when I eventually... become independently wealthy, and I have a Stormtrooper outfit as well. Oh, I cannot wait for the Barbie movie. I cannot wait. I can't eat at Chick-fil-A. But anyway. Yeah, anyway, I'm a sucker for those toys. That's what I said it. That's why, like, all the Power Ranger weapons have been coming out now, and I'm like, I have the Blue Rangers, the Lance, because, obviously Billy was my favorite growing up, but I have a power sword from the first time they released it, but I need to, like, sell that and buy the new one because I think all these weapons are going to connect, because they also have the Trini's daggers now, the Yellow Ranger daggers, and I was like, ugh, I need these 2. I just have nowhere to put them. It's just like, I just dream of a basement someday, and then Florida's like, I do, like, cool display shelves with, like, posters and things. Like, it'll all go, everything will have its, like, nice little place. I'm not asking for a mansion. I'm talking 1,500 square feet. That's all I want. Of Han Solo. Yeah, I remember that orange one that you're talking about, because I think I bought one at Disney when I was, like, a little kid. Not little kid, but, like, when I was a kid, and I think it was, like, green, and it had an orange tip, and I'm like, I'm going to spray paint this black. I didn't do that yet, but yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm going to turn Mario on. I'm going to play that for, like, 15 minutes or something like that. Not a long time, because I'm going to have to walk my dogs sooner than later. Also, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Anybody who isn't watching live and got this far, I don't know how you did it. But also, I think that by the end of this weekend, if I do one more live stream and we're all like watching and tuning in, I think that I'll hit my hours and I can finally like monetize the channel, which means nothing to anybody, and I'll probably make like $5 a month. But still, it's nice because then I can reinvest that into this and, you know, whatever. And then I can finally get a PlayStation 5. Yeah. I'm committed. Whatever I have to do, it's basically a month from today, Jedi Survivor comes out. I have told myself I am going to have a PlayStation 5 by the day it comes out. So I am going to do what I need to do, which means this weekend I've got to paint and list some paintings, and hopefully those sell, and invest, and I need a PlayStation 5. 5-foot long charcuterie board. Oh, Brandon, you did send me the picture of that. My friend Brandon loves the puppets. He is like, he'll sit, because this is the loft with the fake wall. So one time this like fake wall comes in handy because I have like a curtain that I hang over it, and he was here once and I like did a little show up here for him. It was stupid. I don't know why he likes it so much, but anyway, hold on. I'm gonna turn the Nintendo on. Oh, Trey, your drink looks very good. People are sometimes. Oh, John sent me where the photo is. Not you, John McIntosh. Don't forget to pre-order Jedi Survivor. Yeah, I'm thinking I just need to pre-order it. I don't know. I do have, Diane, yes, I do have an Amazon affiliate thing set up now. Oh, I forgot to post it. I had a wish list in my description, and I meant to post the Amazon affiliate links, not the wish list. That's why I was like, why do I have this in here? Fox and the Hound. That is a great idea. See, Kimberly, that's why I'm like, I need ideas of characters that you never see, that will like you love. Fox and the Hound made me so sad when I was a kid, though. So, like, I have a Robin Hood one that I was working on, but I kind of hate how it's turning out. But it was like him like this with a bow and arrow. And it was like because I'm really into the 10 by like 20, like these ones right now, and like doing the different characters. And so, I did a Robin Hood one of like that with the bow. I think I can show it actually. I think it's right here. If you bear with me for a second. Brandon is not Wandering Panda. Brandon is not in this chat. He's might be watching, but he like pretends like he doesn't have social media, but then he will like randomly say, "Oh, I saw you post this thing." So I'm like, I guess you do have social media? Ghosts do live in the basement, but I don't know, Wandering Panda, if you know this, I now have a full-size Proton pack, so I'm ready to handle it now. Yeah, the castle, girl, that ain't gonna happen. Moonlight Motel, I actually saw at Hollywood Studios the other day. They had the whip, the hat, the jacket, and every one of his idols from all the movies. This is the first time I had seen it in real life. But I thought, Wandering Panda, wait a minute. At Costco, they have a sale on what? PlayStations? PS5s? I'm going to go tomorrow and look then maybe, but okay. Oh, the Rescuers. God. I need to do a little not Bianca. Bernard. I love Bernard. And then I see. Okay, so when I was a kid, I actually didn't know there was a Rescuers. I just knew Rescuers Down Under. So that's how I grew up, watching that one with the seagull. Is John Candy the seagull in the second one? I think maybe. Okay, let me see what I have right here that I can show you. Inappropriate. Appropriate. Okay. So here they are. Here's some things, but so I had this that I had started, but I like hate it. I don't know why. I just don't like the red, brown. I hate his hand. I'm not good with hands, so I don't like have to paint. I like messed up his face a little bit. I don't know. So there's that. I was making this one for myself, and I'm going to paint over it. But it's a sword from Hook, and it was supposed to, the paper was supposed to say like Bangarang. It's just never going to be what I want it to be. And then I did these two, and I was going to do all 4 of them, but I was like, ugh, so much work. So these guys. I was going to do all 4 of them and then like a Slimer to go with it, but I don't know why I didn't sign these. These are done. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, I do it and I'm like, no one wants these. Maybe I'll do like, use those for like giveaways versus contests. This one I did like, this was right at the beginning of the, did I even sign this? I didn't sign it. Why did I wrap it in? Did I? No. Anyway, so he's wrapped up so he doesn't get ruined because I wanted to do a Scooby-Doo one, but like when I put him on the canvas, I was like, whoops, I didn't put him in the right, like, sometimes it's hard to get him to fit and not feel like he's blown out or I'm missing, like I wanted his tail, but like if I blew him up more, I wouldn't have his tail. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this like sick puppy font. And then I did it and I was like, I kind of love this. I just want to keep this one. And so I didn't, yeah. The other ones I have over here has got naked people on it, so you can't see those ones. I don't think I can show you those ones, so I don't do those ones all the time. There's like 2. It's not really naked people. It's just somebody in their underwear. And it's not a real person. It's like a fake person. And it's not fan stuff. It's just, it was me practicing drawing bodies. Get your head out of your butts. Get your head out of your butt. Did you check your butt? Let me see if I have ones that I like started I could show you. Okay, hold on. We're playing show and tell. So like I started doing this, but then like it's gonna be so much purple. So I'm like, I don't know. These were the ones I just did. I put them in a bag, because I'm paranoid that I'm gonna kill my dogs. Because so what I do is I'll like draw out the figure and then I take a Sharpie and I go over it in the Sharpie. And then I do, I will sometimes do like, I get into like techniques and I like to keep doing the technique over and over again to like master it, and then I move on from it. And one thing I really like doing is instead of like hand painting the backgrounds, I was spray painting the backgrounds, but then using different colored spray paint. So like spray paint on one solid thing and then like give it a vignette of another color. So I did all these like that. So this was a little Boo. And so I was like just going to go through and repaint him like that, but I don't like it. So then I put him in a bag and he goes in a bag because I hate him. And then, excuse me, I have a turtle. Oh, I messed up his head. That's where the can exploded and I had to rub it out. Because if you don't rub the dots, it'll have like a weird texture. And then I don't want people being like, why is there a texture? So that's Michelangelo. That's why he's orange. Ugh. Oh, look at that. I guess I did do a Max that I didn't finish. So this one I will finish. And this one will be one that people can win on Patreon. So there you go. There's a tease for one Patreon. John, I know you're saying technique, but I'm hearing it like technique, like unique. But this one's going to be, I'm going to do a giveaway for a contest for this one on Patreon. So there's going to be like, you have to win this one. I'm not going to lie to you. I forgot I did this or started it. This one won't take me long to finish. I think the thing is I spray painted it with a spray paint that had like a coat in it. So it's like already like coated. So sometimes those ones are hard to do because see, it's like shiny. So like it was a sealer and I was like, oh shit, I sealed it before I painted over it. But anyway, I said shit too. I feel bad. This is my house. I'll say whatever I want. All right, what's our last one that we got going on here? Tommy Pickles. Why did I pick Tommy Pickles? Why didn't I make him blue? I feel like Tommy's blue. I don't know. Maybe I only had orange when I did this. Anyway. But, ouch. So what I do, it's not super present on the Tommy one, but, so like you can see, so it's spray paint. What I do is like I said, you draw what you want to draw on the canvas, and then I I take it and I will spray paint the negative space with whatever like the big color is I want, and then I will like kind of mist it with another color, so it gives it this like kind of cloudy vignetting. I didn't do it a ton on Tommy, but you can see it a little bit. But you know, sometimes I'll do that, or sometimes I paint multiple colors or something like that. But it's just, that's how I do that. That's my technique. Maybe I'll do a video or something someday and be like, hey, this is how you go through and walk through it. But so they're all in these bags. These ones I might have started these almost a year ago at this point. It was definitely like before the holidays. It would have had to have been like last summer. So, but the Max is going to be a contest. So if you like the Max and you're interested in that one, stay tuned. I think I'm going to do that Patreon and launch that on like April 1st, and you have the potential to win him on there. Normally I sell like that Max, I'd sell for like 100, 150 or something like that. Well, 125. Then when they're 10 by, I try to make them affordable so people, it's like how much time and effort did you put into it? But then also, like, you know, you got to make a little bit of money for the time and effort you did, and then, I don't know. But I also want art to be affordable for people, because what's the point if you're doing it for who then, you know? Oh, anyway. Oh, orange. That's why I did orange. It was Nickelodeon. The Powerline painting? Wait, I just showed you the Max one, didn't I? Do you want an actual Powerline painting? I can't show you the one because I put it in a box like I was going to mail it away. And I think I'm actually going to keep it. But the problem is I have a Max painting downstairs that I kept for myself that I did. And I did this one. Hold on, I'm coming back. That I kept too. So I made this painting to sell. And what happened is when I was making it, if you look really closely here, see all these specks and everything like that? The paint can I was using over here, it was this color. The color's not coming through super well in this right now because of the lighting's reflecting off of it. But this color paint can exploded. And so it like sprayed this canvas like this, and it made this like faded effect on it where I was like, I am never going to be able to replicate this. But then I did like the blue neon around him, and the way this came out where I was like, oh, I was like, I need to keep this one. This one I did on October 2nd, 2020. I finished it. But he stays up. He's hung up on my wall above my thing. So this is my one Powerline one. I've done one where it's like it's this one, and it's like him where he's like singing. I thought about doing like one of those ones again at some point, but that's the one that's in the box over here that you can't I can't show you because it's all like taped up and sealed, because I was originally doing it as like a giveaway for, or not a giveaway, I was selling it because my friend's dog was dying and I was trying to raise money, and then they ended up putting the dog to sleep before anybody bought it. So I was like, okay, well, I think I'm going to keep it for myself then, the painting. Since I was originally going to keep it for myself anyways, I was just giving it up because the dog was, I was trying to do it for a good cause, you know? You got to do stuff. We got to make the world a better place than the one we came into it, right? Isn't that the whole point? Okay, I'll put the rest of that back. This is what I'm talking about when I said I did. I'm going to show you one because it's a person in their underpants. So be prepared. There's going to be a picture of somebody in their underpants in a second. But I did this like series of these like pencil sketches. I just got really into it. But if you look too, it's like the canvas is like faded different colors or whatever. But anyway, these are supposed to be for a bathroom. There's 3 of them. So there's a pink one, and the person's on the other side on the pink one. And then there's a yellow one, and it was 2 people, and they're in the middle. But yeah, it's... I just got bored in the middle of the night when not bored. Sometimes you're just like, you have a thought in your head about something and you just have to get it out. So I will just like randomly do stuff. But this sort of one I was like going to sell. Actually, this one and the other one is promised to my friend, Kevin and Tony. They wanted it, but they forgot it here the last time they were here. So anyway, but yeah. I know the Ghostbuster ones would look cool in the Proton Pack, and like I thought about doing a whole series. My friend actually made me a Slimer painting that's like up here. I like can't get to that one. It's like if I took that one down, there's like something leaning on it. But so I do have like a Ghostbusters painting up there. But I thought about doing ones that are in this size, like this, and then like doing my favorite characters as they go up. Oh, I have another one I could show you actually right here. Oh God. So I did. This is the original one I did, but I did one of each one of them. So it was Rocco, Heifer, and Filbert, and they were all in this like 12 by 12 size. But I like it's like purple on the side, and I don't see he was spray painted too. That's what gives him this like school photo day thing. But I like to spray paint it where it's like the color of something from the spray paint. So you would spray paint him this or purple or something, because I like how it like pop. It makes it like come off the thing a little bit. The reason why I also wanted to keep this, I kept this one for myself, is because if you look, I hate imperfections on stuff, and I don't want people to be like, why is it like that? So see this shape under his nose? What was originally on this painting right here? See that? Linda, Bob's Burgers. I originally painted a Linda painting I didn't like, and I painted over it. But it kept the texture, so I was like, well, I can't do anything about that. So the Egon and the Venkman I intended to sell. I just never put them online because I was like, well, I was originally going to do it as like a set, and I never did. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to do all 4, and then I could keep them. I'm like, I don't have enough wall space for any of this. So, I don't know. Potentially, the Egon is for sale. Yeah. But yeah, so I will see. The thing is, the Powerline one sells the most. That's the thing where I feel like, it feels repetitive. Not repetitive, but I try to do ones where he's in like different poses and positions. I don't think I have. I don't know where it would be. Oh wait, I might be able to share the poster. Let me see if it's in my. I'm very bad about updating my like art folder that I keep in here, where it's like arts and crafts. Oh no, I don't have it. I was gonna say I think I might have it. Oh wait, I do. I do have a picture of it. Hold on. I have a picture of that. I have a picture of those guys. I'm gonna show you like Max what he looks like when he's finished. And let me show you the other Rocko's Modern Life people. When I redid them. Oh, I did a Captain Planet one. The Scrooge one is also very popular. Okay. Hold on. Let me send these to my computer. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I think the pencil thing is cool because I loved how it was like part of it was pencil and then it was color. Like, I don't know. There was something about like bringing the paint, especially when it was like a texture that's very specific, like you could only make that paint pattern when the paint's wet, and then bringing it right to the edge of that stencil thing. It'll drive you insane though, because if you mess up, you've ruined the whole thing essentially. So, but yeah, honestly, it's not even my talent. It's just like I think anybody can kind of learn how to do this. I think you have to just look at things, paintings, whatever it is, and think to yourself, okay, I want to do a thing that looks like this. How can I figure out how I can do that? Like, how can I bring that painting to life? So let me show you. Oh, the Ecto one would be fun. Oh, sorry, my mouse moved to the wrong computer. But yeah, I did one. I had been commissioned to do. I way undercharged for it too, but I didn't have a job at the time. I was commissioned to do every one of the princes. I did a portrait for like 10 princes, and I only charged $500 because I do not value my own artwork, and I should have charged more because I feel like I can show you those. Anyway, this is the Powerline painting. I hate that this is doing this weird, like, you see that? I wish it just showed it the correct way. The one I sold that one. The one I still have is this green one. This one is in the box, dog hair and all, over it. But I just love the green, how the green came out on it. And I just love this, like, how he's standing. And now that Funko Pop came out today that's like this, I was like, I don't think I can sell this one. I think I'm going to keep this one. And then, let me see. What else did I send here? I did this one for an art trade for a friend. Gizmo. This one took me forever for some reason, but I did this. You can see the vignette thing I did with the spray paint. So I sprayed them all with this neon green spray paint I had, which is tough because like neon spray paint, the stuff chips out of it really quick. But then I like did that black around them. I thought this one came out pretty good. The person I sent this to was an incredibly talented artist though, and they sent me a really cool Black Panther thing back. That was awesome. But yeah. And then what else did I have to show you here? Here's the Rocko's Modern Life. Here's all three of them together. And the person who bought this was like apparently at Magic Kingdom the other day and yelled my name out loud and then got nervous and didn't follow up. So it was weird. Not weird. I mean, they panicked. That's okay. I thought I sent the Scrooge. Oh yeah, okay. Here's also the other Max. Oh God, I hate when it does this. So that's like that Max I did. It will look like this when it's done. Man, I gotta figure out how to resize these photos on here. Okay, we're done. I know I said I was going to play Nintendo and I haven't put the Nintendo on. I thought the Rocko's Modern Life one was a lot of fun to do. See, sometimes it's about like having fun. Because like there are times where I go to start it and I'm like, this sucks. Hold on, I know I have another one because I wanted to show you the Scrooge McDuck one. Hold on, because the Scrooge McDuck one is always very, like, everybody wanted the Scrooge McDuck one. I was like, okay, I'm tired of doing the Scrooge McDuck one, but for a PlayStation 5, for funds towards PlayStation 5, I guess I would do it again. I don't know, did this one not send? Oh, the photo I don't think sent for this one. Hold on, let me send it now. Darkwing Duck was popular for a hot second. Let me see. I have this one I made for Craig. I'll show you too. It's just very simple. Oh, let me see if I can find the one that's all the princes though. Okay, Anyway, okay. I'll stop after this though. Oh, the one I made for Craig for his wedding. That's back when I barely knew Craig too. I can't believe I haven't put in the effort to do that. Can't believe I put the effort in for this. But oh my God, Sam, you're the one who bought the Tigger and the Pooh. Awesome. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I don't need my spleen. Gizmo Duck, I tried. I started a Gizmo Duck, and I don't even remember what happened. I did the whole thing, and it was not coming out the way I liked. So I did this one. I think I did like one for my friend Anthony, because I wanted it to be like portrait that you'd have like in your house, right? But you could. This one wasn't spray paint. I don't know why I'm outside. Oh, I was sealing it with a sealer. But that's the Scrooge. Sorry, if you can't see them at all, just tell me. And then here's the one I did for Craig for Christmas one year, a couple of years ago, because we opened the two Galaxy's Edges together, and I wanted him to commemorate it. So, oh God, how do I resize this freaking photo? Oh, there we go. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Boom. I like how this one came out. Oh, it's cool. Oh God, sorry. My throat was drying out. The thing about this one is it's not spray painted. That's hand painted. That one I did. That one I did all with the hands. Okay. I guess I'm not gonna play Nintendo. But here's my Prince. Just turn that off. Here were the prints. So I did, this isn't one painting, this is the 9 paintings I did. I did portraits of everyone. They told me which ones they wanted. This took me forever. Honestly, the ones I am probably the most proud about how it came out, old smirky face Aladdin right there in the middle. At least Shang's pretty cute too. This was like, I was still just like learning how to paint. Gosh, sorry. Anyway, my friend Brandon, I guess, is still watching because he just texts me photos of ones he wants me to show you too. Here's the nephews. This trick or treat one was pretty popular. We did them on 3 separate canvases, but you can see we did the spray paint, and then we also did one where they were like all together. And oh, here's the Scrooge where I did it where it was like a gold. Oh my god. Shrink, Scrooge, shrink. So sometimes I'll like change the backgrounds out. Because I don't like to do the same thing. Because I feel like people want kind of like, oh god. All right, I don't know how to resize them. Sorry. It's like I should resize them before I like share them, but it's just I like to mix up the background sometimes, you know. Sorry, literally there is an air vent right here, and sometimes when the air conditioner kicks on, it's like spraying on me. I'm like, I'm dying. Like I can feel it in the back of my throat. But yeah. You would pay me for Tailspin Baloo. Do you know about Tailspin Baloo? There's a Tailspin Baloo downstairs. That like I was gonna do as one of the Patreon contests. But now that's the part where I'm just like, blah. Is this how I gotta do like I gotta finish a couple of these paintings to be like, I haven't done a launch pad. I went to start a launch pad once. I've done a bunch of Darkwing Ducks. But if you guys do want to look at like ones I have sold or done or anything, it's on my Ko-fi site, which is the ko-fie.com. And on there, I did, it shows a bunch that I've done that I've sold. Like there's a, hold on, ko-fi.com/Ryno. And the shop, even though they're sold, I think you can look at all the ones that were sold. So there's the other nephews. There's the Beetlejuice one I did in there. There's the Marge Simpson one, which I loved. You see the Pooh and Tigger one is in here. So everything's sold out except for the Black Panther pieces. I get it. People are racist. No, I love Black Panther, so I was like, oh, I want to try this like spray painting stencil technique and stuff. So it's cute. They're for like kids' rooms. And I see a question in here about if I do. So I use acrylic paint because it's like the cheapest paint. Also, oil paints are awful. You have to use like linseed oil, which spontaneously can combust. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. There's literally like paint right here on the floor everywhere. There's like 10, 20 bottles of paint out right now. But yeah. Acrylic paints is what I do is I take a blank canvas, pencil, sketch first. Then once I take the pencil and then I make the line straighter. Then I take a Sharpie or a paint pen, go over that. Then when I'm going to spray paint, or even when I paint now, just at least the outline of the character. That way, if any paint goes over, it's like I don't have to feel like I'm repainting it or anything like that. And then I go in and paint the fine details and then do the background again. And then I'll sometimes seal it with an acrylic sealer, to give it that like little shine, but also that helps protect against like light or stuff like that. But yeah, I started a Launchpad once. I don't know what happened to it. I did hear they're not making a live action Aladdin 2 now, which is kind of interesting because that movie made like over $1 billion, right? Yeah. I know. Don't worry. Olaf, there's an Olaf. Don't you worry. Do you like the Scooby-Doo one, Ty? I love that sick puppy one. I just like how he came out. He was like, He was just a random, sometimes it will just be this random thought I have, and I'll be like, I need this size canvas that looks like this. I think Scooby-Doo was the first one I did on the thin, long canvas. And I was like, I have an idea. And originally it was going to be like 5 canvases like this, and then it was going to be each character on the canvas with a mystery machine behind them, so like they could be separated and spaced out. But then once I started with Scooby-Doo, I was like, hell no, that is way too much work, and no one will pay what you would realistically charge them. The crazy part is too, if you were like, well, I'm going to paint it and I'm going to charge you $20 an hour for it, nobody will even pay the $20 an hour that it would take to do it. Where the reality is, like, it's art, and you should probably pay a little bit more than that. So it's tough. Like, it's like I have to pick the right characters. So I like characters with big, broad strokes, and like that's why I like the fun kind of neon backgrounds, or I do like special backgrounds, and it's just like a very specific thing for me, because it's like, okay, I know how long it'll take, but I also don't want it to be like cheap. I'm not doing it for like, honestly, I'm not doing it for like money. I'm just doing it like it was a mental thing at first. So that's why I like take breaks. Sometimes it hurts my back because I don't have like a dedicated like painting area. And so, you know, it's kind of like, but then I'll get hooked and be like, okay, I have an idea for 10 things and I need to make all 10 of these things. The blue one I can't get to right now, or I would, oh, actually, you know what? I took a picture of it. Took a picture of it the other day because I was like, oh, I forgot because I was like, oh, this would be fun if I did like a Disney afternoon thing at some point. So hold on, let me show you that, and then I'm gonna call it in a couple of minutes off of this, just because I have to walk my dogs, and I gotta take a trip to P-Town. Not P-Town in Massachusetts. I meant like the bathroom. I gotta pee. I think he said he got a pee, sir. Now it's just about figuring out when I took the picture, right? Like, oops. But yeah. Anybody can do this. You know what I mean? Like, some people, it's just about figuring out what works for you to be able to do it. You know, like how do you need to do it? I have a friend who, like, they'll basically trace out the figure. Like, they would like print out a paper, then like cut out the figure, then put the figure down, and they just needed the big outline of the figure, and then they would use the paper and like fill it in. And then when I was a kid in school, I remember they taught us a method of like grid, like being like, well, just draw it grid by grid. And so there's that method too. But that's the hard part. Oh, big ocean scenes, yeah. I've done like random, like I did one for my mom that was like, I think is one of the best paintings, like artistically, I ever did, where it's like this little rabbit, and it's like in the bottom corner of this big 16 by 20 canvas, and he's just looking up at the sky, like the clouds. And like the way I did the sky, I just think it was like great. It was because when my Nana passed in 2007, my mom was like, oh, you know, send me a rabbit, because they have a thing with rabbits when they were kids, when she was a kid, because it's her grandmother. And it was, so I wanted to do like a little white rabbit for my mom, but like looking up, you know, to the metaphorical heaven or whatever. And so this is my Baloo that I did. So the thing that happened with Baloo, see, he's already wrapped up in plastic though. The thing, I'm like OCD about like lines. Like, I don't like when it bleeds or anything like that. So Baloo was supposed to be like the all yellow background. And I spray painted him, but then it ended up being I think it was like, I had to redo Baloo. So I redrew Baloo on top using a acrylic paint marker. And because the paint underneath was a sealed paint, the marker bled on the canvas because it couldn't seep into the canvas. It just like kind of bled. So it took me forever to get his lines solid, which are solid now, but there's a couple of like bleed lines in this. Like, I think one's by his elbow. But like you can't see, you can't tell in this photo. Like you have to be like looking really close to it. So he's one where I was like, normally I'd sell that painting for like $125, and I was like, I don't know, I don't feel like it's at where I want. So I don't know. So blue will come out someday. He's gonna come out. But I just wanted to show you that I did do a blue. And I like him actually. I like him a lot. But I wanted to like do blue and then like cloud kicker. Yeah, like the paint stuff I'm talking about is so minuscule right here. Like you can see it on the side. Like you wouldn't even know, I don't think, unless I was like, hey, just so you know. But I touched, sometimes the paint gets on my hand and I touched the side of the canvas like when I was finishing it. And so there's like a small dab of black on it. And I was like, nope, imperfect. OCD, baby. Oh, yeah. This like Donald I did that I completely forgot about. Why did I not do anything with that? Sometimes I do it and then I'm like, out of mind, out of sight. Don't know. Don't know anymore. Okay, so I was going to say Sunday when we do a live stream. If we do it Sunday, it won't be tomorrow, I don't think. But I'll probably do one before the weekend's over again. If not, I will definitely do one on Monday. If I haven't done one on Sunday, I'll do one on Monday. I was going to say we should do the movie conversation where we think of our top 10 movies, but I don't even know if I'll have them done yet. So I don't want to do that. I want to include Alyssa in that. So I am going to say that can be our next weekend conversation. Can be what are your top 10 favorite movies? So yeah. Also, Vic asked me a question in here about, he said he liked my shirt. Who's my favorite X-Men? Cyclops. I know. Everybody's always like, Scott Summers. I'm like, it's just something about a man with a visor. Yeah, that's what Tori's got it right there. It was like, painting with heart transforms into the art. That's a beautiful saying. We do all ridicule our own art. Also, like, we see where the pencil or the paint brush or the can of spray paint or the whatever had those like moments. But like, I think about that. That's why I wanted to keep the power line painting too. Is that I was like, I wanted that accident. I wanted that, like, that I can't recreate that ever. Never. It's smooth. Like, I don't even know how I rescued it. And it's just one of those where I was like, I can't get rid of this. This is so good. Like, because it also reminds me about like trying something and like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's just like, it's technique. I always believe it's the end result. It's not necessarily the method or the technique. So like, nobody should ever tell the artist what tools they should be using. Just what tools they could be using or can be using, but never what they should be using, because it's up to the artist to make the final picture. That's how I feel about editing. That's how I feel about a lot of stuff. So, oh my God, what am I going to do in life? What's my career? See, like I said, I do these little things where I'm like, I'm okay at a bunch of things, but I'm not great at anything. I don't mean to end it on that note, but I do have to go. I drank this whole thing of water and that beer, and I gotta walk the dogs and everything like that. And I ran 2 miles today, and I ran 2 miles yesterday, and I'm gonna run 2 miles when I wake up in the morning. So I'm gonna keep that up. But yeah, so I think the next live stream I will play Mario again though, because like literally I've almost played it twice when we weren't doing our live stream, but I promised I wouldn't play this game unless we were live streaming. So we are going to play this game all the way through together. So we're going to get there. Yeah. So that's probably what I'll do next time. And hopefully, maybe it'll either be this live stream or my next one that I think can kick me over into that monetization thing. So I appreciate everybody all tuning in and watching this and everything like that, and chit-chatting and hanging out and everything. It's nice. Because sometimes you're just like, I just want to sit and talk about life, you know? So, and figure everything out. So it's nice to have folks like yourself, sounding boards and friends and everything like that. So I appreciate it. And we're all learning more about each other. in that process too. So it's kind of cool. I like things like community. We said it earlier, creating community and having those places that we can go and figuring out ideas and stuff like that. And you've all made me feel like pretty like, oh, I gotta paint some paintings. So I'm gonna go. I hope that you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again in a couple days or soon, or I don't know when, but stay tuned. So if you're not subscribed and you don't have the bell clicked, click the bell on here, because I think if you click the bell when you're subscribed, it'll send you a notification where it'll be like, when I make the live stream, it'll like automatically tell you, hey, he's going to go live at this time. So I think that's like the best way to do it, since I don't do the set thing or anything like that. So, but thank you, everybody. And I'll keep you all abrieved of what I get up to this weekend. Maybe test driving some cars, cocktails, who knows, everything. We'll see. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody. Nice to see you. Well, read you. What?